Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
So great to see you. All right, I don't know if you caught the tail end of that last segment, but we were weighing in on some of the fits. And I know that you are a guy that takes fashion very seriously. You are an incredibly fashionable guy. What did you show up to wearing for this camp?
Just some sweatpants and a Mike Tyson tee. So.
I mean, but that's a statement right there, right?
A 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10, 100%. Well, Zach, as we mentioned, just so great to see you back in the mix there. How good does it feel to be back in camp with the guys?
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see, the guys that I've been in camp with, and then some of the old staff. Obviously, there's a lot of new staff here, so getting used to their ways and everything. But it's great to be back and wearing the colors again.
Zach, your journey's kind of been a roller coaster with the national team. For a long time, we were all convinced that the #1 spot was yours, and it was a surprise to not see you on the list for the World Cup. So how motivated are you to prove to Pochettino that you're at that level where you can be #1 again?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my goal, to come in here and push everybody around me and to lead and use my experience to play my best football and get a chance at playing #1 and that's my goal.
Zach, you were very open about some of the mental health stuff that you had gone through around that time as well. We're kind of showing a lot of appreciation for Mental Health Week here on the show. Give us a little insight into sort of how the move back has maybe alleviated a little bit of that and move back to MLS possibly.
Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, having my family around much more. Europe was a good time on the field, a tough time for me off the field. So it's good to be back and closer to family and enjoying life and playing regularly.
Zach, you're in camp. You guys are preparing for a massive match, and massive for a lot of reasons. Your new manager, Mauricio Pochettino, he's set to make his managerial debut with the U.S. men's national team. Take us through, what's it been like just being at camp in terms of the intensity of training, in terms of new approaches? What's been your perspective?
Yeah, you got to come in here with an open mind. I'm coming in here hungry and just willing to learn. It's been tough. It's been demanding. You got to be focused. You got to be on it. But off the field, it's very laid back and building a nice laid back, chill culture.
Zach, we know how close Pochettino has been with his goalkeeper coach, Tony Jimenez, and the goalkeeping component for Pochettino has been very important. Have there been any instructions onto what Pochettino wants you guys to be doing? I know last cycle with Berhalter, he was a big component of playing out of the back. What has Pochettino and Tony Jimenez told you guys? We want you guys to be doing this.
Yeah, so we had a good meeting yesterday. We had a good meeting the first day on arrivals, just about #1. The #1 goal is to save shots, defend the goal, and if we can play out, then we play out. But there's no need to force it. But ultimately, our job is to keep the ball out of the back of the net.
What's one big surprise with walking into this camp? Maybe it's the difference with Pochettino versus the last time you were in camp.
I'd say the biggest surprise has been just like keeper training has been different than anything I've had in the past, and it's all good. It's tough, it's different, but it's all different tools that I can keep in my tool shed for games and trainings.
Zach, Pochettino said something interesting about sort of, emphasizing the importance of guys playing and getting playing time at the club level, and indicating that guys that are currently playing in MLS like you are at a different fitness level and more ready to compete. How does that make you feel to hear him say that? And does that kind of make you feel like there's more of an opportunity for you to have a more consistent presence with the U.S. men's national team?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously nice to hear, and it makes sense. We got to have guys who are playing week in and week out, and fortunately for me, that's my position. So I'm going to try to take as much advantage of that as I can, and try and be at my best week in, week out, and then it's not up to me to pick the team, but it should give me a better chance to have some more consistency with this national team than I have had in the last 2 years.
It must have made you feel great when you heard that, being that you have come back. Talk to me about what helped you make that decision. Why make the decision to come back? What was going through your head at that time?
Yeah, there's a couple different options, and the Rapids sounded like a fun, different challenge than I've had, and I'd be back closer to family, and it just sounded like a fun challenge, and it's been a up and down year, but a positive year, and I'm happy where I'm at.
Well, it's good to see that you're at a better place mentally and from a playing perspective. Now going back to the national team, it feels like everybody's on a clean slate, right? Maybe some fringe guys, maybe some new guys. Let's start from zero. Has Poch made any specifications on who his #1 goalkeeper is going to be? Has he told you guys that?
No, he has not. Like you said, everybody has a clean slate. So this is the 3rd day of training, 4th day of training. So yeah, everything's open.
Zach, earlier on this show, we were talking, rightfully so, about the congested schedule and the impact it's had on players' mental health, their well-being. What's your take and what's your perspective? You're living it right now on just how many games there are and how it's impacting the quality and all the things that encompass football right now.
Yeah, I mean, MLS is a little bit different than Europe, just in terms of the length of the calendar year and the season and the match congestion. We definitely have a lot more midweek games now than I had back when I was playing for Columbus, and that's added with Leagues Cup. Now we'll have Champions League in January, February. So it'll get busy, and it has been busy. But for me, I'd rather play more games than train. Especially as a goalkeeper, kind of saves my body a little bit.
A little different for you, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely understand how long and grueling the European season is, and they're just continuing to add games, and it's definitely tough on the players for sure.
Well, Zack, it's been awesome to see you back in MLS and having a successful season. You mentioned, part of the reason you wanted to come back was to be closer to family. And I know that that's something that's incredibly important to you. And you recently became a father in the last year to a beautiful, beautiful baby girl. And I'm curious to know how that's kind of reprioritized things for you in terms of, not only just like everyday life, but also how you approach being a professional soccer player, but also now being a father. What does that look like now for you? Yeah,
life has changed a lot, and for the best way. I mean, I love being a father, and that's definitely my #1 priority now, is to be the best father and best husband that I can be, and that allows me to go and push myself even harder and even more at training and in games, and just to have a kid at home that's looking up to me makes me become the best teammate and the best leader for the locker room.
Well, again, Zack Steffen, it's so good to see you back in the mix. We hope to see you out on the pitch on Saturday and on Tuesday, but best of luck moving forward.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.